Anyway, starting the hand. It's an 8-handed game, and bicycle kick raised under the gun, folded to me on the button, and I 3-bet with pocket 5s, and BK called. Which I don't really want to get into too much of a discussion about the pre-flop play. I think it's close enough in this game. It was a 30-60 live cash game at Canterbury, where I think he'll have a wide enough range that with position and being able to estimate what I think his under the gun range is, I don't really think it's terrible. I don't think it's great. Just a spot I don't really want to deal with, because I think looking at the post-flop stuff is much more important. But anyway, just in the interest of discussion, I kind of would estimate his hand range under the gun in this particular game to look something like any suited ace, like King 9 suited or better, Queen 9 suited or better, maybe some 9-8 suiteds and 8-7 suiteds, and like Queen 10 suited, or maybe I just said that, like Queen Jack offsuit, King Jack offsuit, maybe King 10 offsuit, maybe not. Just kind of like right around that ballpark, and most pocket pairs as well. Maybe even all pocket pairs, just kind of quickly glazing over the estimated range. So anyway, the flop comes Jack 10-3 rainbow. He checked, I bet, and he called. And then pocket 5s, just a reminder. And the turn comes a queen, completing the rainbow. BK checked. And now I ask, should I bet or should I check? As the hand played out, I was kind of thinking to myself, well, I don't really beat too much here. If he has a tiny pocket pair, he might fold if I bet, but this hits a good chunk of his range with all those ace kings, ace queens, king jacks, king 10s, all those kind of hands fit this board pretty well by now. Or there are he might fold pocket 6s if I bet the turn, who knows, but it's just a spot where we can really look at his and count his combination of hand ranges and really analyze what range of hands we can bet against and check against, which we'll get into that mathematically in a minute. But anyway, I chose to check it on the turn, and so now it brings the river of an ace, and he checked, and once again I asked, should I check or should I bet? This one I'm not going to really mathematically analyze, because I think it's a pretty easy check. Just because most of the hand range of his that I want to be betting the turn against, such as ace-7 suited, I'm now no longer beating, and I interpret his his check as a defensive check, in which he could have any of those kind of hands, or he could be trying to check raise me with King Jack, or you just not only that fact, the fact is I can't really represent too many hands either here. Basically, if I have a ace-8 suited or ace-9 suited, those are about the only hands he can maybe conceivably see that I 3-bet him pre-flop with and then check the turn. He has to think if I have King Jack, I'm going to bet the turn, or King 10 suited if I got that loose. Or, maybe there's a chance I checked King 10 or Ace 10, but it should look pretty unlikely in his eyes. So anyway, I'm not really going to be able to credibly represent much here, so I personally think that checking the river is probably correct against thinking opponents. I know if he does have pocket 9s, it'd be tough for him to look me up, but he just might. Just going through that same hand analysis and knowing that he's only got to be good 1 in 6 times or so, or give and take, it just, or 1 out of 6.75 times, so almost 1 in 7 times to be exact. He might look me up with some of those kind of hands if I turn my hand into a bluff on the river.